Specifically on transit, I think when most people in the community read the story or watched it on TV or read it online, many were surprised about, I think we all understood there was going to be an impact on vehicles. Many were surprised to see that there would be, based on the alignment, that there would be impact on the conventional HSR routes. And so the traditional ones that find everyone in the core, in the center of the city, as Susie mentioned earlier, that situation will not exist, obviously through construction, but post-construction, if I could ask through you to David or someone from the HSR if they're here, what does the downtown look like from a transit perspective through the core and through the GORE specifically?
Through the chair. So the transit grid has been looked at a high level post LRT implementation, and there is substantive change to the King corridor in that we do not believe it will be possible to run a local King service. So the B line is the 10 service, 1 King is the local service. There are also the university service and the more westerly end, and but anyways, so because of the primary purpose of those 2 travel lanes in opposite direction adjacent to the LRT center running track is for access to the properties, we do not believe it will be possible to run any type of service reliably down that corridor. So, so the substantive changes will be to provide that service on parallel routes as close as possible to that King alignment. The other substantive changes really are the ends of lines. Eastgate will still be serviced, but Queenston Circle will become the main easterly terminus, and McMaster will replace University Plaza as the main westerly terminus.
Thank you for that. So to be clear, there won't be any buses in the core when this system opens to the public in 2024 or 2025?
Through the chair, there won't be any buses on King specifically planned at this time. Should we see that there is the viability to do that, we would certainly consider.
And thank you for that, Dave. How do buses then subsequently access the McNabb bus terminal that we just constructed?
Through the chair, they will, there's going to be substantive changes to the McNabb terminal, and they will access at this point probably down James Street without going on to King. So we're looking at change configuration to that terminal, although it hasn't been entirely decided how that will happen.
But there will be changes to the structure we just built a few years ago from a capital modification perspective.
Through the chair, we are certainly looking at that.
In terms of the arterial versus local road status, I get an understanding then in terms of volume of traffic. I understand we're doing traffic modeling, which will show us where vehicles, and we anticipate those vehicles will end up after the road is under construction, and subsequently the lane reductions are put in place. We'll find those east-west connectors in terms of how that happens through that modeling, which I understand there's no specific science to that. It's a best guess, but we'll do our best to try to understand that.